Hello, my name is Patrick Crouch. I'm a songwriter from Lenoir, North Carolina. I'm going to share some of my music with you today, and I appreciate everybody giving it a listen. The first song is one called Words Are My Toys, inspired by the great songwriter Roger Miller. Well, words are my toys, I guess they always were. I was playing with rhymes instead of playing in the dirt. I was picking my guitar instead of picking on people. Rarely dwelling in the pews, I did some dwelling on the steeple. Now there's something about a song, it'll fill your heart with laughter. It'll bring you to your knees if that's the kind of song you're after. I don't know too much, never will, I don't suspect. But every time I hear these words I say, what the heck? Things like a EpiPen and Ritalin and tamoxifen and heroin and losing hope and smoking dope, a pageant grope, you blame the Pope. Wearing pink and an energy drink, the rhino's extinct, but my devices are linked with a gigabyte and a troglodyte and a kryptonite and a hellgrammite and a... What's a hellgrammite? Ask your grandpa. This song's all about my little life, you see. And these words I use, boys, they keep me company. You see, I spend a lot of time just thinking on my own, especially since the day I brought that banjo home. Years of late to bed and early to rise. Now my friends all say they can see it in my eyes. I'm a tired man, oh, I got an easy smile. I'm thinking words and music all the while. Things like rattlesnakes and jake breaks and earthquakes and hay rakes and swing sets and egrets and castanets and piglets and steel drums and rabbit gums, imported rum and son of a gun. We got ditch trash and coal ash and diaper rash and no cash. Welcome to Ticknockaway, North Carolina, that's where I live. Well, the EPA don't care if the ice caps are melting. The president don't care who he keeps on insulting. Duke Energy don't care if we got clean water and clean air. You can buy it over at Walmart. I think they sell it over there. Yeah, they get it from China. That's a real nice place. Folks walk around Shanghai with a mask on their face. China's all polluted. They don't care. They keep sewing lead stitches in my underwear. Now Paradise got head lice and a bag of ice, and don't think twice, it's alright with a cancel flight on poker night and a Miller Lite. Copper zinc and kitchen sink and a liquor drink, and we're on the brink of a holocaust with menopause, cause Santa Claus don't like them bathroom laws. Ho ho ho, where you gonna go? Well, we're faking news and paying dues and sniffing glue for the right to choose. If you change your gender in a fender bender, eating chicken tenders, you can return to the sender. There's atomic age on the op-ed page. You need a 12 gauge to live in this age. A glucose and fructose and lactose in my Cheerios. This bowl of cereal is about to make me bellicose. Words are my toys, I guess they always were. I'd rather have a new word than a fancy dessert. I'd rather write a good line while living the blues than to walk around the country in a rich man's shoes. You see, it ain't about money, no, it's more about love. It's about getting along and figuring out stuff. Keep a song in your heart and a smile for all the people. When you're dwelling in the pews, do some dwelling on the steeple. Warning, do not listen to this song if you take nitrates for chest pain or allergic to certain truth. The side effects will include dizziness, constipation, blurred vision, and enlightenment. Well, you better seek medical help right away if this song lasts longer than 4 hours. And ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for music. I was born in North Carolina in 1956, and my mother and father both worked in the cotton mill. They worked in the Hayes Cotton Mill in Hudson, North Carolina. And growing up on the cotton mill was where I learned really most everything I needed to know to be a good citizen and a good worker, just a good team player. On the mill village, you know, your mom and dad corrected you, but everybody else who lived there corrected you too. Anybody who was older than you had already been there, and they knew the rules, and that's how I learned most of what I know that makes me half of what I try to be. I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth, of course, but I did have loving parents, and my loving mom and dad spent time with me. We didn't have a lot of money, but we had a lot of time together, and I really owe a debt of gratitude to my parents. And this was a song I wrote basically from my father's perspective, and one of the things my dad made sure that I did when I was a young fellow in town was to meet all the people in town. I met the chief of police, I met the mayor, I met people who ran stores. My dad took me with him everywhere he went and introduced me to people. And I always looked forward to spending time with my dad. And, like on a Saturday morning, if we were going to go out and make the rounds, he'd come walking through the house and he'd say, "Let's go, little man." And I knew it was going to be a great morning. So this is a song for my dad and my life on the Mill Village with my mom and dad. Don't know why I never learned to read or write. At the time, I guess it didn't seem to matter. This job down at the mill is all I've had or ever will, and a 40-hour week is what I'm after. I walk to work each day, the mill's not far away. Then I walk home to 2 kids and a wife. The sun goes up and down on this Carolina mill town, and I'm thankful for the good things in my life. Heard it said it takes a village to help the children grow and understand the value of this life that we've been given. Always do what's right with a willing hand. I live here beside my friends. Our way of life depends on spinning yarn from boxcar loads of cotton. The work we do is tough. If the mill don't make enough, we'll lose our jobs and we'll soon be forgotten. Heard it said it takes a village to help the children grow and understand the value of this life that we've been given. Always do what's right with a willing hand. Well, the trains went in and out, and the spools went round about, but the bobbins of the world turned even faster. The mills were all closed down, and those villages and towns, they were left without a soul forever after. Heard it said it takes a mill village to help the children grow and understand the value of this life that we've been given. Always do what's right with a willing hand. Have respect for every woman, child, and man. Always do the very best you can. Let's go, little man. I play a gig in Charlotte every Tuesday night at the Comet Grill, a little band called Red Rocking Chair. Share the stage with Jack Lawrence, Tom Kuhn, Dale Meyer. And I've been doing it for about 5 years now. And so every Tuesday driving down, I'm always thinking about the gig and thinking about the people I'm going to see and the people I've met here in the Queen City. And I've just had such a great experience there. And one Tuesday I was just overcome with emotion, just thinking about how much, not only the people here in Charlotte and not only those folks that I play music with, but everybody that I pick and sing with, and just thinking about what a great thing it's been for my life to have that kind of happiness. And so I wrote this song called It's Magic for Me, and it's just a sort of a love song for the audience. At the top of my list of things to do is to stand right here and sing this song for you. Life can be short for a happy man. I know in my heart that's the man I am. And I love you each time I hear this old guitar ring. I love you each time you begin to sing a song in the night, sung straight from the heart. And that's just a little part why I love you each time. Most folks say I look the happiest when I'm picking a song with a few of my friends, and I don't deny that it's magic for me. It's good medicine, oh, it sets my soul free. And I love you each time I hear this old guitar ring. I love you each time you begin to sing a song in the night, sung straight from the heart. And that's just a little part why I love you each time. When the last chord rings and the lights come up, I've still got time for a loving cup. Well, I'm in no rush to be packing it in, and I'll miss your smile till I see you again. And I love you each time I hear this old guitar ring. I love you each time you begin to sing a song in the night, sung straight from the heart. And that's just a little part why I love you each time I hear this old guitar ring. I love you each time you begin to sing a song in the night, sung straight from the heart. And that's just a little part why I love you each time. One of my picking buddies in Caldwell County is a man named Carolina Ray Wisnut. And Carolina has told me a lot of stories about things that happened in Caldwell County as he was growing up and throughout his adult life. And we've been working on writing some songs about some of the episodes and some of the things that happened. And one of the things that happened in our county a few years back was there was a working man, and he would work every week, and on the weekends he was a gambler. And that was just his routine. He would work all week, he would gamble all weekend, then he'd go back to work. Come Monday morning, he'd be back to work. And one Monday morning, he didn't show up for work, and of course his wife called, and she was worried about the man. And so this song's called "The Gambling Man." The gambling man, he never came home. His loving wife, she knew something was wrong. So she called the police. Her man couldn't be found, but his car was parked outside of the poker house. There were many eyes that were in the room where the gambling man would meet his doom. And many eyes saw the very last hand that was ever played by the gambling man. Did he run out of time? Did he run out of luck? Did he run out of money when they called his bluff? One thing in his life is understood: you can't pay with money, you're gonna pay with blood. The gambling man, he never came home. His loving wife, she knew something was wrong. Oh, she called the police. Her man couldn't be found, but his car was parked outside of the poker house. Nobody was found, so the law gave up, and nobody ever talked, or they didn't talk much. An old dog in the yard knew the scent of the crime, and he found the evidence just in time. Now we know the place where the car was parked, and we got the gambling man's head drug up in the yard. No charges filed, no case was closed. It's still a mystery around here, I suppose. Oh, the gambling man, he never came home. His loving wife knew something was wrong. Oh, she called the police. Her man couldn't be found, but his car was parked outside of the poker house. One of my favorite places in Caldwell County is Wilson Creek, and I've written a few songs based on Wilson Creek, actually several. It seems to be a place that I can go and get away from noises that keep me from thinking. It seems to be a place that works for me when I think about love and happiness. And I had a dear friend named Jim Taylor, and Jim and I would philosophize often, usually sitting at a bar somewhere listening to music, and we'd have a break in the music and we'd have a chance to talk to one another. What'd you do this week? What'd you do this, like that. One day Jim and I were talking about Wilson Creek, and he said, I have been a lot of places and wished I was on Wilson Creek. He said, but I've never been on Wilson Creek and wished I was anyplace else. And I thought about that for a number of years, and my friend Jim passed away, and it's one of those sad things in your life when you lose a friend, but you don't hear about it. You're either out of town or you're just not in communication with the right people, and you don't realize that someone that you care a great deal about has left the earth. And so when I heard that Jim had passed, I thought, well, surely I need to go ahead and finish this song that I've been thinking about. So I did that, and after I finished the song, I looked up Jim's obituary, and sure enough, right there in the obituary, he had talked about things that he loved in life, and two of the things that he loved was listening to music and being on Wilson Creek. And so this song is a tribute to a friend named Jim Taylor. Sitting here beside the creek, it's a gentle flowing tune, thinking back across the years to a man I knew as Moon. This is a place he dearly loved. Oh, it gave him space and time, and it's in this place today I still hear that friend of mine. He'd say, I've been a lot of places, wished I was on Wilson Creek, but I've never been on Wilson Creek. Wished I was anyplace else. I knew his father as a kid. I knew his sister all through school. But I was well past 30 years when I pulled up a stool, and I met this gentleman that I'm singing about today. We heard a lot of music, we laughed a lot along the way. He said, I've been a lot of places, wished I was on Wilson Creek, but I've never been on Wilson Creek. Wished I was anyplace else. Riches of this lifetime can't be found down in the bank. If you've had any happiness, you've got a friend to thank. So here's to songs and stories that ended way too soon. Let's raise a glass to love and laughter. Let's raise a glass to Moon. He said, I've been a lot of places, wished I was on Wilson Creek, but I've never been on Wilson Creek. Wished I was anyplace else.